welcome to my Steelrising review. I want to very quickly preface this before I start, just because it is slightly annoying. Once you do beat the game, you're supposed to go into some sort of exploration mode. As you can see, there's exploration autosave, after like 13 hours of course. You're supposed to go into that to do whatever you want. I assume it's saved before the point of no return. Doesn't load, kicks you straight into the credits. It's slightly annoying because there's some stuff that I would like to have done, you know, like exploring to find some collectibles, some items and stuff, but I can't do that anymore. But anywho, now that that's out of the way. Oh, and also if there's any questions you have about this game and I don't mention it, please do leave it down below. I'll try to answer as best as I can. Yeah, so Steelrising, basically a Dark Souls game. We obviously know this. Unfortunately, no marketing, so obviously no one pretty much knows this game exists again, unfortunately. Because this game is pretty good. It is definitely, I've not played, well, a lot of them, but I would probably say so far out of like the Souls ripoffs, it's the best Souls ripoff so far. And I would only say that because, I mean, I don't want to sort of shove a stick up my own arse, but I want to say it's because this game's on the easier side, and especially more so with having the assist mode, where you can negate the amount of damage by 1%, keeping souls on death, stamina regeneration speed, or easy cooldown for your special abilities. Ignoring even being able to have that choice, it is on the much easier side. Again, this could just be because I've got hundreds of hours in Dark Souls games just in general, and I have not long come off the back of playing Elden Ring. So maybe, but I would probably say if you want to try and get into a Souls game in general, because like I say, this is just on the easiest side regardless, and if you say wanted to set difficult damage reduction by 25%, this is definitely this is probably the game that I would recommend anyone to jump into, even if you look at just the Dark Souls games in general and think you could never play them. This is probably where I would recommend people to start now, just because of that choice in difficulty options. But yeah, overall, this game, I'll just boot up from the tutorial from yesterday. I like this game. It's a good game. It has some flaws, like the aforementioned end of the game exploration doesn't work. I guess I'll just start with some of the negatives that I remember. They're not really game-breaking negatives. They're just there. So again, like I say, can't explore after you've beaten the game. There's some platforming in this game in order to reach, or to continue the game or even explore. Some of these platforms, either I'm an idiot, entirely plausible, or they are so pixel perfect that I had to find cheap workarounds to do them. Like for an example, at the end of the game, in the final location, the point of no return, you're meant to walk up a ramp and jump, and then you get a jump dash in this game later in the game. You're meant to jump and then dash to clear a gap to continue. I, for the life of me, could never make it, and I would always fall like fairly short. Or like there was a side quest that I had to do to again climb up a ramp, jump, dash, but you would always fall short. So I had to land on, here's the building. Obviously the building has a little tiny like lit ledge that you're not supposed to stand on, but I would jump, dash, land on that, and then jump, vault over to get to where I was going. So yeah, there are some locations in this game where, like I say, either I'm just an idiot, or that some of the jumping is just way too tight, or way too far, and it just is not plausible. And yes, I was sort of running, jump dashing and I just could not make them. This game also crashed on me a few times, like actual hard crashes. Like the beginning of this game here, like the first tutorial boss, the game had froze on me for like a good solid 30 seconds to a minute. I don't remember how long it was. It was annoying, but at least the game didn't crash. So yeah, like I said, then just like 2 hard crashes when I was finishing the game yesterday. And yeah, I guess that's kind of just all the negatives that I've got for this. Bad leads. Yeah, I guess that's just kind of the negatives that I can think of right now with this game. Because I guess if I wanted to push the boat out, the game, for me anyway, the game being almost maze-like, again, like you can't really do any of the side quests in this game until you get the 3 forms of movement, which, as I said, the jump dash, you get a grapple hook, and you get to destroy broken walls. Once you get those 3, then you can fully explore this game to your heart's content. Oh yeah, I'll talk about weapons in a moment. Yeah, then you can fully explore this game to your heart's content, which is nice. I guess I would have preferred a little bit of exploration, you know, like you can do a little exploration. Oh, you got the jump dash, you can do this. Or you got the grapple up, you can do this. Or you got the break wall, you can do this. No, it's you have to get all 3 before you can do anything, because the beginning of the game, well, not long after the beginning of the game, you get a side quest. Can't do it till you get the grapple hook, which is the second item that you get. And then as soon as you do that, you then can't continue once you walk 5 feet past the grapple point, because you need the break wall thing. So you as far as I'm aware, you quite literally cannot do anything until you get all 3 abilities. The jump dash is the most useless for exploration. You pretty much just need the grapple hook and the break wall, but you will need the jump dash as well. But yeah, so the one thing that I will say that I do like about this game is the shortcuts, like I'll show it off. Because again, if I had my bloody save, my exploration save, I could show this off much better. But basically, as you know, here's your bonfires, if you will. How these normally work is you'll enter a new location, and you'll have like your sort of bonfire, and you'll have like so many locked doors. So basically, what will happen is you'll like walk forwards in your one way, and then you might loop around to unlock a shortcut so you can cut immediately, and then you'll continue going another way, and then you might get another shortcut back, and then you might continue off, and then you'll get another bonfire, and the same thing repeats. You'll continue around, you'll come back through a shortcut, and the bonfire will be almost immediately to your left or to your right or wherever it is. So this game does have a lot of shortcuts to get back to bonfires, so it does get much easier to backtrack, if you will, obviously on death. So obviously, let's say I just broke this wall open instead of, say, running around that way, then yeah, obviously you can just run straight over, and it is just very convenient, the shortcut placements. I would probably say there are too many, but you can't have too many in a Dark Souls game, you know, like too little would be a problem. Too many, yeah, makes it easy, but I'd rather have too many, personally. But yeah, anyway, weapons, I'll quickly talk about them since I just got the gun. So I believe there are 7 different kind of weapons in this game. I'm gonna have to go off the top of my head here, but you get medium weight weapons, heavyweight weapons, and guns. So medium weight weapons pretty much work in 2 ways. They're faster than heavy weapons, and they also have, as you see on the right hand side of characteristics, immobilization. Immobilization works how like Sekiro works, you know, when you fill up their like stamina meter thing, and you can do like your visceral stabby move. Well, in this game it works pretty much the same. You fill up the stamina move, and then you can do a crit attack. You don't have to. Obviously it gives you a few seconds to heal if you need to, run around, gather your bearings, or just going for your crit attack. It doesn't kill, it just does crit damage, which I believe is yeah, there it is on the right hand side, attack crit hit multiplier. So I do obviously do 1.16 times damage. So yeah, that's what they're for. And then heavy weapons. Heavy weapons have less immobilization damage, just because they do more damage. So you can kind of either offset, do you want to just do raw damage but with a much slower weapon, or do you want a faster weapon that also gives you breathing room and a crit hit? Personally, I prefer the medium weapon, but again, do with that with what you will. And then you also get guns. Guns, on the bottom left, you will see where it says 40 and the little blue dots. I may as well equip it. Nope. You can fire. So in this weapon's case, it shoots ice bullets. And there are 3 different elements. There's ice, lightning, and fire. Ice freezes enemies in place for an X amount of seconds. Lightning, I don't know what lightning does. I believe lightning makes you deal more damage in general. So I think it like reduces their defense or something. And then fire, obviously, taking damage over time. But yes, that's how that works. Some melee weapons, this melee weapon's special ability is a block. Obviously another one is parry, another one you get like a giant mace that shoots bullets, or is like a shotgun. Again, that will use ammo, and you always get ammo whenever you kill enemies in this game, regardless. That's all they ever drop. But yeah, so like I said, obviously some weapons have different abilities. Block, parry. There's another weapon that does like a spinny move, like say the shotgun blast, and there are so many more. What there are. Actually, I don't even know. Does it just have a shield? It is a shield. I never used it. Yeah, so as you can see, they just freeze in place for a very long time, and obviously if you hit them, it reduces them. Ignore that, that was my headset. And as you can see, there are 2 capsules, that's 2 ammo. The enemies only ever drop ammo. I've never noticed them dropping anything else. So as you can see, like this doorway here is obviously it's blocked because this is a shortcut to go over there, because you loop around and whatnot. But yeah, as you see the little white rhombus thing, that's like the stamina meter that I was talking about. When you fill that up, that's when they get locked off and you can do your crit damage. But yeah, so like I say, the combat is on the easier side in this game. Because there's pretty much, if I had to hazard a guess, there's 1, 2, I guess 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? There's 7 enemies in this entire game. Again, don't quote me on this. It's within reason. Like, you see that very big guy over there. Also, you've got this spear stabbing dude. That guy you just saw. Then there's like a tiny little robot thing. Oh no, there's 8, because dogs. Forgot about dogs. There's maybe, let's just say 10. 10 sounds like a round number to have. There's maybe 10 different enemies in this game, and they all have different variations on top of that. Yeah, 10, because I forgot about this guy. Oh, and then also to remove fire. Yeah, so there are only 10 different enemies in this game, but there are like multiple variations of said enemies. So like the dogs, there are 2 variations. These things, there's like 2 or 3 variations. So that's why this game is on the easier side, is just because pretty much once you've beaten the tutorial, you've effectively faced off like half of the enemies in the entire game. Which I would complain about, but this is a AA game with like 50 people who work at the studio, something like that, so I can't really complain. Also, the one thing I also forgot to mention with combat is once you run out of stamina, like Neo, well, not really like Neo, but like Neo, you can press triangle to get your stamina back wherever you press it, but the downside is, as you saw there, the frost. Your frost meter fills. So if you manage to run out of stamina twice and use it twice, you will then be frozen in place. Button mash out of it, and then you'll be good to go. The story is prevalent, unlike Dark Souls. Because you do actually talk to people during the French Revolution and heads of state and whatnot. I know nothing about the French Revolution, so I can't really comment on who's important and who's not. Yeah, so, like I say, the story is here. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, no, no. Yeah, so there is a story here. There are characters to talk to, side quests to do for them as well. Oh yeah, that is also one thing that I will mention that I do like about this game. Is inventory, where is it? I mean, you also get grenades, spirits and whatnot, but you get a compass. The compass is single-handedly the most useful item in this entire game because that's where I need to go. Or if you're in a location with a side quest, it'll point somewhere else. It is so useful because without this bloody compass, even remotely attempting to do side quests would be a pain in the arse. They would. So I'm infinitely thankful that they put some sort of item in this game to use to tell you where to go. Yes, I'm sure there are some people out there who would prefer the Dark Souls method of, hey player, can you blah 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 in this location for me, cheers, thanks, and then you're just blindly wandering around until you find it. No, I really like that they just have the go here stupid markers. I really like that. You also get a store. Yeah, there's one thing I don't like about the store is you can buy the souls. So this essence of the lesser spirit, sorry, gives you 250 souls, but you can buy it for 300. So one of the things I don't understand about this game, like buying anything else, whatever, you know, like flame resistance, frost, lightning, whatever have you, it makes perfect sense. But being able to buy the souls for more than what you use them for, I have no answer for that. You know, like you might buy one for 1,200, but it gives you 1,000 back, and I just, if somehow a dev ever watches this review of mine, please let me know why the bloody hell this is a thing. Because you either do it one of two ways. You either buy them for more expensive and they give you less, which they've done, or you buy them less and they give you more, in which case I would have a hell of a lot of souls to get free upgrades if you did it that way. So I don't know why you could buy souls in this at all. Doesn't make any sense. You can also buy equipment, so these are your starting weapons right at the beginning of the game. So say if you did pick the heavy weapon and you don't like it, you can switch between one of the two medium lighter weapons. You can also buy armor later in the game, but for me personally, everything was useless. You usually find what you want as you play for exploration. You usually find better stuff than what you can buy. Modules, so modules you can, I'll show off specifically in a minute, but you can buy modules, and what modules do is you equip them for like stats or specific things. Like in this case, when your health is at its lowest, whatever the hell that means, like maybe 20%, who knows, you gain armor. Again, I can't remember what game's done that before, but yeah, so that's pretty much how that works. Or receive more souls when killing enemies, increase agility, increase armor, so on, so increase flame resistance, so on. And there are 3 different levels. You get bronze, silver and gold. Obviously level 1, grade 1 will to live, grade 2 will to live, grade 3 will to live, so you'll also gain more armor stats with the same low health and so on. I didn't really feel like there was any great gold ones. I didn't find the ones that I wanted, unfortunately. So say for example if it was say a bronze increase armor that I had, I would obviously want the gold, but I never managed to find it, unfortunately. But yeah, so there were some that I feel like are much more important to equip than others, like increasing my armor when your health is low, or just increasing armor just as a base stat. I don't know why you'd ever have this one, but they're nice to have, and it's a nice little addition to buff certain stats or buff defenses and stuff. Then you also get materials, so you can buy keys. Keys is how you upgrade your modules, so you need 1 key to level up slots 2, 3 and 4. Then you need 3 keys to upgrade the slots to level 2, and then you need 5 keys to level up the slots to level 3. you will get more than enough keys in this game to find. Because by the time I beat the game, I upgraded everything. I didn't fully explore this game, but I did find at least 1 or 2 keys extra when I was finishing the game. And I'd obviously upgraded everything to the max, so you should find, obviously if you do a lot more exploring than I did, you probably will find a few more keys than I did, so yeah, there's nothing to worry about getting that to max level. But yeah, the materials, so I'll quickly show this off as well. Upgrades, obviously you can upgrade your weapons, and that takes bronze ingot, iron ore, bismuth block, and orichalcum. You will pretty much get those from bosses, pretty much. And there are some specific enemies that drop the ingots and whatnot. I believe you can also find them off of the generic bodies on the ground and maybe in chests. Obviously that's how you upgrade them, and they only go to level 5. And obviously you can upgrade your oil burette, which I like, as the Estus in this game, because obviously you're a robot. That was a pretty nice touch. And then also you have your attributes, which is how you level up. Obviously you pretty much know how this works. I will say though, because I did find this out, each of these stats can only go to level 20 max, because I'd max out my engineering, because you get 20 defense per level. By the end of the game I had 655 armor. So yeah. But yeah, that was a little broken, because what I did is I got engineering to level 20, which like I say is the max level for any one of these stats. So I got that to level 20, then with the armor that I was wearing, then I had the module slots of silver, or it may have been gold. Again, I'd love to check this out, but I know I had an armor slot that buffed my armor. I'm fairly certain it was silver. So all of that took me to 655, and a lot of the endgame enemies were like dealing minimal damage to me, which was pretty funny. Because leveling up agility or power, like specifically agility, as you know with Dark Souls, my current weapon levels up with agility better, but you only get 1 damage. And 1 damage or 20 armor, you know? And then durability levels health, and it's 20 health up to level 5, and then it's 14, I assume, up to level 10, and then even less, so on. So I only leveled up my durability to level 5. There's no point going any higher than that. Again, not when you can level up your defense. Yes, obviously that's how that all works. I don't think there's anything else that I'm missing here. Obviously the journal, so you can pinpoint off your main quests and your side quests, which is nice. Here is the map of Paris. Thankfully, not an open world game. That is one of the massive benefits to this game. It only has 6 locations, 7 if you count the final point of no return. Yeah, 7 if you count that. And like I say, they're all like mini hub location things that you explore. And then like I say, you go back to with your movement upgrades, and obviously statistics is just your level up. I don't really think I'm forgetting anything here. If I am, oh, you know, I guess I can quickly mention boss fights. Boss fights are pretty good, but as I said, because this game is on the relatively easy side. Oh yeah, you can also stealth attack. That's one other thing that I needed to mention. Oh, and you can also charge your moves. Yeah, boss fights are pretty good, but again, like I said, because the game, for me at least, was on the easier side. Like, the only times I died in this game was me falling into the water, because the water in this game, unlike Dark Souls, where you can kind of see where your pathway is before you fall off, in this game it is quite literally just a sheer cliff face if you see water. So I died there. I also fell into water again because I was fighting an enemy on a pier, and I jumped, did a few combo moves like that, and it was moving that way as I did, and I fell in the water. There was a boat here, and I managed to fall into a really tiny gap. And then I died a couple of times to the sort of first tutorial-ish boss over there, because obviously we're trying to figure out how this game works. And then a couple more times just because I was being an idiot. Yeah, so like I said, this game is on the easier side. I can't really blame this game for that, but it is just something to take note of. Would I recommend this game at would I recommend this game for full £50 on PS5 and Xbox Series X? Yeah, here you go, here's the crit move. Yeah, so would I mean, if you know full well you was gonna like try and 100% this game as much as you can, then knock yourself out. It's definitely much better than a lot of Dark Souls knockoffs. It is definitely much better than the Dark Souls knockoffs. But just because of the end game exploration where it doesn't work and it kicks you into the credits, until that gets patched out, personally within reason, I guess I couldn't recommend it until then. But yes, like I say, if you've got any questions about this game, please do leave them below. I'll try my best to answer them. But yeah, I mean, like I say, I guess just overall I would recommend this, and especially on Steam it's £35, so definitely knock yourself out there. But I have heard that the PC version is a little... like I say, I encountered a couple of crashes in this game, but that was like about it in my 13 hours. Because yeah, it took me 13 hours to beat the main game, and I didn't do all the side quests because I don't have the trophy for it. So I'm assuming I've missed one side quest in the game, because there's two people I talked to towards the end of the game that I assume I didn't empty their dialogue choices, which is probably why I was missing a side quest potentially, or maybe I ended a side quest in a particular way, thus not continuing a different side quest. Obviously I don't know, because obviously I'm more than looking up a guide. But basically I did as much of the side content as I was given, and that only took me about 13 hours. So obviously if you then do 100% and explore everywhere and find every nook and cranny, open every chest and whatnot, it's probably a good 20 hours in this game. I can't imagine it taking 7 hours to do everything, but 20 hours is your properly upper limit of how long it'll take to beat. But yeah, I mean, like I say, I like Steelrising. Like I say, it's unfortunate that it had like no more marketing whatsoever. But hopefully I've done this game a little bit of justice. You know, also on PS5, in case I'll mention this as well. Visual, obviously you can favor the frame rate, graphic quality and resolution. Again, I would prefer, going forward with PS5 games having this as an option, I would prefer if devs tell me what's going on here. So tell me what your frame rate is capping at, tell me what your graphic quality is, and tell me what your resolution is. Because if it's favoring the frame rate at, say, 200 FPS, and let's say resolution was native 4K 60, or graphic quality was max settings 120, sort of a deal, I would love to know those settings so I can make a much better decision of what I want. Because obviously in a game like this, 60 minimum, perfectly fine. So like say, if it was native 4K 60, go with resolution. I would never want frame rate right. That's just another thing that I would like. And then assist mode, obviously you can change it and update it however you want as you play the game. So if you are playing the game and you are finding it pretty difficult, you can change it from the menu whenever you feel like it. So if you do enable it and you do say set it to 25 and you're finding it too easy, you can just drop it. Or if you want to keep your stuff, I do like that as an option. Yeah, like I said, obviously if there's anything that I've missed, please do leave a comment. I'll try my best to answer it. But yeah, I mean, I guess I definitely recommend this game, especially more so if you do see it on a sale. I can expect to see this game go on a sale, just because, like I say, it not really having any marketing whatsoever, which is unfortunate. And there is some upcoming DLC, which again, I can't play because my save file doesn't work, so unless they patch it out, I'll never know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this more lengthy review at half an hour. I do apologise. But yeah, like I say, I'll see you in the next one. I think the next game I'm playing actually might be Saints Row, to be completely honest with you. I know it's definitely going to be Valkyrie Elysium. I know I'm playing that, but it might be Saints Row. I don't know yet. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope it was somewhat informative. And I'll see you in the comments down below if you've got anything. But otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ta for now. Goodbye.